Hello, hello!
Hello.
Welcome back to Echo, everyone's favorite town in the,
Midwest. Middle America.
Southern Middle America.
Southern Middle America.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Here at the diner. Maybe gonna see Jan. Oh, man. We're gonna see Julian, aren't we?
Oh, we don't know who's working today.
No, we don't. Maybe if we're lucky, it'll be Janice.
Maybe. Did you like digging a grave?
I did. That was a lot of fun. Love to see where that's gonna come back in.
Right?
Is Janice gonna fill it back up when needed? I mean,
I don't know.
it was literally very grave-sized.
Right.
So it's just kind of sus.
And as Getter Robo taught me, if there's a hole, it's a man's job to fill it. So.
It's a man's job to fill it. Yes, indeed.
Yes, Ash?
Hello, Ash.
Are you...
You in the way?
Can you not... No.
Nani
No.
the
No.
fuck?
Whoa! I tried.
You did.
Huh?
So something I've started saying this week
Uh-huh.
to try to get it in my normal vocabulary
Is it Shui?
No, it's Nani the fuck.
I like my suggestion better.
It's so shway.
It's so Shui. Swarbage.
It sounds like a load of schwarbage. Batman Beyond is so good. Batman Beyond is wonderful.
Yeah.
Should rewatch it.
I like Terry.
Terry's really cool. Terry's so shway.
He is.
Terry's so
I
shway.
love how they managed to make, like, a new pseudo Robin who's still completely different from the rest that were introduced.
Yeah.
Like, he is the most, like, teenage life. Like, he's kind of
Like-
the most radical.
Like future teenage.
Yeah.
In a believable
Like,
way.
he's kind of fun.
I do like him.
And he's not, like, you know, because Jason's always causing trouble because he's so aggro.
Always.
And you know, Timmy doesn't get into trouble. Because,
No, he's a
like,
good boy.
He's too into that, like, detective work and business talk.
He's a bean.
Yeah, and, you know, Dick is too busy having the greatest ass in the comic books.
Always, he's got to keep it shapely.
And Damien's too busy being the shittiest little shit in all of comic books.
Putting him into the sun.
But, you know, he's so good at his job that, like, I can't even be
It's so
mad at him.
unfortunate
He's
that he
so
is
good at his job. Like,
being best friends with some super boy.
I forgot his name, didn't you?
Well, who's the super boy right now?
Well, no, he's Superman right now.
Superman. Oh yeah, he is friends with Superman. Not Superboy. He's what was it? John?
Yeah,
Yeah.
because he was named after Paul Kent,
Mm-hmm.
which is so cute.
Very adorable.
I can't believe how quickly I was like, after John got introduced, I was like, who's Connor? Like,
Oh my god.
I'm here to support John. There is no other Superboy.
Come on, man. Connor's fine. He's fine.
Connor's like only fine in the context of Young Justice and not even the TV series.
No, he was pretty terrible in the
Was
TV
fine.
series.
Well, like everyone was trash in the TV adaptation.
Yeah, there wasn't
Can
a
you
good
even
one.
call it an adaptation? It like didn't adapt a single story from the comics.
No.
It just kind of like took half the team and was like,
All right, we'll go with this
we
one.
can do this. Like they even used the wrong Robin.
Yeah.
Like, which is like really odd to me. It's like, wait, it's Dick?
Yeah.
What?
Kind of incorrect, but whatever.
Right? It felt like they wanted to adapt Teen Titans, but didn't want to adapt Teen Titans.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
They
They had to have
just
someone they
took
recognized.
the name,
Yeah.
like Young Justice, which kind of sucks because now we can't get an adaptation of Young Justice with just the name,
Like actual Young Justice. Mm-hmm.
That kind of sucks.
Yeah. When are we gonna get a new adaptation of Impulse?
I mean, I like Bart, but he's not a popular.
No, and I mean after like toward the end of like the '90s run, the creator had like taken his hands off and stepped away. He's like, "Hey, DC," because I think they killed him at one point, and he's like, "Hey, DC already fucking killed this character that I made. I don't want anything to do with it anymore. DC just did that poorly with him.
Yeah.
So.
Well, like the Flash family is weird. I've never read like too many of their comics. I'm usually familiar with them through like their team-based stuff.
Yeah.
But I liked like Wally and what he offered. Lots of things. I liked Bart quite a bit.
Bart's cool.
Like Barry fucking sucks. I think everyone can just agree that Barry Allen is like objectively the most boring Flash. Because everything cool that the Flash ever did was pretty much always Wally.
Yeah, that's true. It was just him doing all the cool stuff. Yeah, it is what it is.
So
I forget if it's... I think it's Barry in the... I think it's current DC versus Vampires. I forget if it's Barry or Wally.
well, Wally's not really in the comics.
Okay, then it's probably Barry. But like, so...
Well, I had heard that they like finally brought back Wally like 3 years ago, but he wasn't really included in comics even after they brought him back.
Interesting.
Because that was like the reason why we had that black Wally West for a bit. Mm-hmm. Because they were like, "Here's your Wally West for New 52," and everyone was like, "What the fuck?
What have you done?"
Which is, that's a fair like. If you want a black member of the Flash family, go ahead, but don't replace Wally. Like,
yeah, he's kind of important.
He's more important than Barry.
Whose fault was Flashpoint? Was it Barry?
Yeah,
Okay.
that was Barry.
Yeah. God damn it, Barry.
Right?
You made us experience Flashpoint. Fuck you.
You made the New 52. I'll never forgive you. Like,
True though. Inexcusable.
it really is.
Truly inexcusable.
I don't even
Fucking
know
hell.
who's helming like the Flash title now. Like, is it still Barry? I assume so because like it's Barry in the movies and in the TV series. So they probably want to like have Barry.
Yeah,
be
I haven't
Flash.
heard another name that has the Flash mantle right now.
And I'm like, just make it Wally again,
Bring him back.
right?
Give me the lad.
Because then you could like reintroduce Bart and have him not be Impulse but Kid Flash.
That'd be kind of cool.
Because I think he did that for a bit.
Yeah, he was Kid Flash, but because he didn't want to have Flash's like legacy, he wanted to be his own thing.
Yeah.
So he's like Impulse.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's just interesting.
It's a whole thing, right?
Yeah.
Well, comics are hard.
Comics are hard. How did I get on that? What was I talking
I
about?
don't fucking know.
Fuck. Damn, I don't even remember.
Go read Green Lantern, guys. It's pretty good.
Yeah. Oh, that's what I was talking about. DC versus Vampires.
Yeah.
There's a point where, because Hal's a vampire, right?
Yeah, sure.
In like issue 2, and he so desperately wants to turn Barry into a vampire.
Yeah, those two were always friends.
Well, the way he talks like about it is like super like gay. Like,
Yeah.
It's just like, because he decides against doing it because with the Flash's abilities and metabolism, his need to feed would have been unprecedented.
Yeah.
So he decides to just kill Barry instead.
Oh, that's reasonable.
And then like as he's walking away from like Barry's dead body, he's like, I just wanted to rule the galaxy with you.
Man, like, I really don't like how they tend to write Hal post 90s. Mm-hmm. Like, I feel like if any Green Lantern should have stayed dead, probably should have been Hal. Because, like, there's really no new character arc you could possibly do with Hal post Parallax.
Yeah.
So, yeah. But that's why we had Kyle. Like I know that Hal fans back then were like really upset that Kyle replaced Hal, but it's like,
But Kyle's cool still,
what
though.
were you going to do with Hal though?
Yeah,
you could now no longer do anything with Hal. So I think like Kyle was at least like as far as replacements goes, like Kyle's pretty cool and a character in his own right. Mm-hmm. Granted, Kyle post New 52 has been like nothing going for him.
Doesn't exist basically.
That sucks. Well, they've been
truly
introducing
does.
so many more human Green Lanterns, which it's like no one wants more human Green
Give
Lanterns.
give me alien Green Lanterns.
yeah.
Like, why are does the Green Lantern Corps is the Green Lantern Corps the only one that protects Earth?
Yeah, pretty much. None of the other Lantern Corps.
Because like all of the other Lantern Corps have almost exclusively aliens.
None of the other Lantern Corps like patrol. Like they kind of like do their own
True.
like things.
Fair enough.
There are like other like Jessica is a Sinestro. Corps
Yeah,
member.
she went from being a Green Lantern to Sinestro Corps, which is cool.
And you know, you have characters who like sometimes switch over. Like you have Guy was a Red Lantern for a bit. Mm-hmm. And not a human, but you have the Earth Cat Dexstar, who's a Red Lantern.
I love Dexstar.
Everyone loves Dexstar.
Everyone loves him. He's great. Yeah,
he's good.
But like you know, you don't see. I mean, you don't inherently see aliens being other lantern or humans being other you don't see humans being other lantern colors.
Yeah.
But you almost never see like aliens end up being main Green Lantern characters that we care about, which is kind of sad, except for like Kilowog.
I mean, but everyone loves Kilowog.
He's great.
There are so many like scenes of him like working out. And I'm like, I don't know who this is for,
But it's for me.
but it's for me.
But it's for me. Oopsie. Whoopsie daisy. Yeah. No, like a cool like alien main character.
I think it would be cool if they like had an alien member like take up the main book.
Fucking just make John, not John Stewart, but John, Martian Manhunter, make him Green Lantern.
I think he's been
I would believe it if he was a lantern.
Like they've like shoved everyone in a lantern thing
Right.
at some point. Like Barry was a Blue Lantern for a bit.
That's hilarious to me. I find that very funny.
Probably the coolest one was Jonathan Crane was a Yellow Lantern for a minute.
I could see that for sure. That's
Yeah.
pretty tight.
And Lex was an Orange Lantern for a minute.
Oh, what do you do to Larfleeze? Oh no.
Oh, they it wasn't anything like that. He in Blackest Night, one of the Guardians had to emergency make more lanterns. So he used a program to duplicate rings that were in the immediate vicinity. And then those rings would then like choose someone in that immediate vicinity.
So he's got 2 orange lanterns then.
Yeah.
Did he have to like fight Larfleeze for the core?
The cores weren't there.
Okay. So he was just like, cool.
Yeah.
I could see that so much though. I love that idea.
Yeah, so he was an Orange Lantern for
I just
for
want a
second.
Larfleeze spin-off show.
I just want Larfleeze just in general.
Yeah. he's pretty good.
He's just like
He's pretty good. But
he would make a terrible boyfriend.
he would
but,
be
you know,
awful.
But I'd still date him.
He would be so jealous because he can't share you with literally anyone else. He's physically incapable of sharing.
Yeah, that's fine.
It's like, hey, don't talk to this person. Don't look at this person. I will murder you.
It's kind of hot though.
Oh my god. Gosh, no. That's a bad relationship.
I sit at my usual booth in the corner of the diner, half-heartedly flipping through the menu. Janice comes over to take my order, and my short answer to her pleasantries keep her from being too chatty. Once I'm done ordering, I sit back and look out the window, watching the bright sun bake the hot desert below. I imagine TJ out there on the trail, trudging along the path under the 100 plus degree heat. Aside from the worrying about what he might be going through right now, I also worry about that he might pass out in this kind of weather. I could only hope he has the right mind to take along enough water to make sure to cool off. He like he did with me. I look down at my phone on the table, again considering whether or not I should call him. Maybe a text, at least.
Oh, the cute little picture.
Yeah. Hey, man.
Oh, smiley face.
Oh, well, Chase is... I wouldn't say horny, but, like, he's trying hard.
Smiley face doesn't mean horny. It was a regular. It
Well,
wasn't
I mean,
a
like,
winky face.
Well, you know what I mean, though. Like, Chase is being, like, really overly friendly.
I suppose so, yeah.
Like, he's... Like, in a way that he wasn't in the other routes.
Trying to make sure everything's okay. Like, he's like, yeah, everything's okay. If I just pretend that it is, then it will be.
Yeah. Then I set my phone back down and wait for a response, wondering if I might drive out to the trail. Myself, if he doesn't. That's when I sense someone move up next to the table. I look up, expecting to see Janice, and I'm met to see with a young white deer. His clasped paws holding a folded blue apron.
Why are you here? Janice is here. I thought we were in the clear when I saw Janice was here. Fuck.
I blank on his name, Fax. For a few moments, and I'm left with my mouth hanging open like an idiot. Then I remember. Oh, Julian, what's up? Julian smiles.
Hey there. My shift just ended and I saw you sitting here.
I wait, but he doesn't go on. I don't want to say it, but it looks like he's expecting it, and I can't really find a way out, so... Want to sit down?
Yeah, sure.
Julian responds quickly and slides into the booth across from me, setting his folded apron down on the table.
Thanks.
Yeah, no problem. I wonder if I sound a little annoyed. A part of me hopes that I do so that he might get at the hint, like Janice did. But he goes on sitting there, interlocking his fingers and resting his forearms on the table.
We didn't even ask to hang out with you. What are you doing here? How are you today?
Good. You? Julian shrugs.
I've been better. This job is really starting to wear me out, you know?
Yeah, I've had a few like that. While the buck seems nice, though, I don't think I've had more than 5 conversations with the guy in my entire life. Well, now it's 6.
Yeah?
He was just a regular face that I saw through middle and high school, part of the background. It wasn't until the last few years of high school that I noticed him and TJ hanging out, and TJ was the only reason we ever briefly interacted. So I'm a bit confused now as to why he's suddenly taken an interest.
Yeah? What sort of job do you have?
Oh, I'm between jobs right now. I'm going to school, and I'll probably stock shelves over the summer, like I did last year.
So that job wore you out?
Well, no, but my fast food job did. The one I had in high school. I kind of liked stacking boxes and putting stuff on shelves.
See, I think food service jobs are definitely the worst. So I can see why stacking might be a little better.
He breaks off as Janice comes back, setting down a chicken sandwich. So he orders a chicken sandwich.
Pretty good.
Oh, you know Chase, Julian?
A little. I know him through TJ.
Oh, well, if you see that boy again, let him know that I'd like to have a chat with him. I look up and Janice gives me a wink before bustling off.
Yep.
I decide to definitely not let TJ know.
But anyway, I'm going to school too, over at Mesa, and the diner has some seriously flexible hours. Only reason why I'm still here.
At least you guys don't seem very busy, even during lunch hour. I nod at the 2 or 3 other occupied tables.
Yeah, it's a wonder we're still in business. Probably gonna have to close down in a year or 2.
That idea actually makes me a little sad. I look down at my chicken sandwich, feeling a bit awkward at the idea of Julian just watching me eat, so I leave it on the plate for now. Like, okay.
Yeah, like, who cares? Just eat.
Just shove the chicken into your mouth in front of Julian.
If you feel so awkward about it, cut it in half, give him half of the sandwich. Make him pay for it.
Oh.
He's inconveniencing you by being here, in your booth, in your face. You have to look at him.
Well, you can make the suggestion of like, oh, are you gonna order something? Like,
Yeah. Like, are you gonna leave so I can eat in peace? Please?
Julian leans back and looks out the window. What would you like shoo him off?
Probably not. I'm not quite like that. So, where's TJ? I thought you two were hanging out.
I get the feeling that this is the main reason why Julian is talking to me. Yeah, he went off on a hike earlier in the morning. I slept in.
Oh, I see. He still do that a lot?
I shrug. I don't know. We only been here about a week. He does love going on hikes, though.
I mean, does he do that at CCU?
I stare at Julian for a second before I realize what he's talking about. Oh, no, I don't go to CCU. I'm at Pueblo.
Huh. So you guys met up here?
Well, I picked him up and brought him here, along with Jenna, but she goes to Pueblo too. I grow a little frustrated at having to explain everything to this guy. All I want to do is eat, then go back to the motel and wait for TJ. I mean, but you can just eat though. Like,
Yeah,
I don't understand that part.
Literally. I see. Well, TJ was my best friend during senior year, and after you and Carl left. We hung out all the time. After he left for college, we kind of lost touch.
Yeah, he's not very active on social media. I'd only seen TJ post a few pictures since he started classes. A few of him on the college soccer team, and one of him standing in a prayer circle along with an inspirational quote. But Julian reveals that he was TJ's best friend towards the end of high school. Cools my exasperation. I suppose he does have a reason to know what TJ might be up to.
He was kind of depressed right after graduation, so I've been a little worried about him.
Depressed? That surprises me. I'd never known TJ to be depressed. Sure, he's been sad before, but not outright depressed. So is, as far as I know. Maybe I don't know much about him.
I thought it might have to do with graduation, but it went on all summer.
Oh, well, if you want to talk about him, I can definitely let him know. I gesture at my phone on the table. I also make a mental note to myself that I should talk to TJ, too, about leaving, about everything. Julian smiles.
That would be great. Please do. I think he must have changed his number after leaving.
Okay. I hesitate, then pick up the phone to type out a brief message. I just met Julian at the diner. He'd like to talk to you.
Smiley face.
TJ hasn't texted back yet.
Oh shit. How long have you known TJ?
Oh man, he's just reading them, like leaving them on red.
Like actually.
Like I do for a week at a time for people. I set the phone back down and settle back into the booth. Since he got here in 2001, so 14 years ago?
Wow, that's a long time.
Yeah, it really is.
You guys always been good friends?
For the most part. I had time where I was kind of a dick to him, but he's always been a good friend to me.
I see. Yeah, we all went to the same elementary school, but it wasn't until junior high that I met him in Bible study.
Oh my god. Of course.
Of course. I always knew about you guys, though. The Echo Kids.
Yep, that was us. The weirdos. And Julian glances around before lowering his voice.
It was a mean thing to say, but this town is kind of messed up. A lot of weird things happen here.
I can't argue with that. And Julian looks around again, biting his lip. Then he lowers his voice again, not another notch.
Hey, so this is gonna be a bit weird, and I don't want to offend you, but it's something that's bothered me for a while.
I eye Julian warily. Yeah?
TJ told me what happened at Lake Emma a while back when we were having a talk about death and heaven.
I feel a little chill go up my spine.
Well, he never actually told me what exactly happened, but I can't tell it. But I can tell it really affects him.
And Julian pauses, but I can't say anything, keeping my eyes fixed on the table.
Now, you don't have to tell me, and if it makes you uncomfortable, please don't. But I feel like if I have a better idea of what happened, I might understand him a little better.
And Julian brings his interlocked fingers up to his chin to rest it on.
I'm not going to ask him to tell me, of course. I know it was a long time ago, but I know you can carry stuff like that around for a long time. So if you're not okay with it, then please just let me know and I'll change the subject.
I contemplate it for a moment, wondering if the buck is out of line to be asking such a thing. I decide he isn't. He's one of TJ's best friends, so in a way, he's sort of connected to it. So I guess he does have a reason to know. Okay, but please don't bring it up with TJ. Like you said, it still really affects him.
Never.
Julian looks at me solemnly. I think for a moment, gathering my thoughts. It's been a long time since I thought of a story from beginning to end. It was around August, I think, 2003. It's a little bit hard to remember. What I do remember is that we had all gone down to the lake to swim, like we did almost every week. There's this little spot where the beach kind of curves in, and it's mostly sand and shallow water. That's where we usually hang out and swim. Even though the water was always sort of stagnant there, it was at least safe and warm compared to the rest of the lake. I think at some point one of us wanted to go and skip rocks. We had to go further up the shore to do that, and TJ was interested in building sandcastles. So he stayed behind while the rest of us went up to the beach to find rocks. When you go up that far, you can't really see that spot anymore, so I'm not completely sure what happened. I vaguely remember looking back at TJ as we went up the beach. The lynx bending over to his castle, the back of his wet swim trunks covered in sand from when he'd sat down. Sydney went with us. I at least remember that. But when we were skipping rocks, he just sort of disappeared. I glance up at Julian for a moment and see him listening attentively before I look back down at the table. Anyway, we heard some splashing and some shouting from TJ, and we all ran up to the beach to see Sydney floating out in the lake. I swam out there and got him, too late though. I didn't mention the part where TJ was crouched in 3 feet of water, staring at Sydney's body floating 20 feet away from him. I didn't tell him that TJ's explanation for what happened always amounted to Sydney stepping out too far into the water. And maybe the current knocked him off balance and pulled him into him. How he'd even said that, it almost looked like an invisible shark had grabbed Sydney and pulled him out. How none of it makes any sense at all. None of us are sure what happened. It seems to be enough for Julian though, as he shakes his head.
I'm very, very sorry to hear that, but thank you for telling me. All I knew was that a friend of his drowned in the lake. He didn't tell me how close he was to it. It makes sense why that would still deeply affect him.
No problem. Now I have to kill you for no... I realize that Julian is probably the first that I've ever told the story to outside of Echo. I also realized that I wasn't hard at all to do. Wasn't hard to live in. I suppose it's easier to tell someone who wasn't related to the incident. Someone that has no connection to the raw horror of that day. That, and a lot of time has passed. Maybe I just got over it without even noticing.
But yeah, Echo is a crazy place. You know about that mass hysteria thing that happened 100 years ago? This place is kind of famous for that. Almost all of the paranormal podcasts I listen to have an episode on it. Oh boy.
Oh man, I can't wait for Devin's podcast.
Devin's fucking podcast. Hell yeah. Let's go. Let's freaking go.
My heart skips a beat as I suddenly remember my project. I cover my face with my paw. He hasn't done any work on that.
Zero work.
Has he done less work in it here than even in Jenna's?
I believe so.
Wow.
It's pretty impressive. He hasn't done a single bit of work on it this route.
Fucking blessed.
We got there, man. So excellent.
I think it's funny that he gets a significant amount of work done and Flynn and Leo's are out.
Right.
Like, I mean, he's actively doing stuff.
Even Carl's route, he did
Yeah, but what I mean is he's not only doing the research stuff, he's getting B-roll,
yeah,
he's
different footage,
figuring things out, and it's oh wow.
Absolutely.
And Leo took him to the library like a good
What a cute moment.
Would. And shit.
What's wrong? Did I say something?
I uncover my face to see Julian looking at me with some concern. No, I just forgot some schoolwork that I needed to get done, a project. The excitement around the scavenger hunt completely wiped the thought of it from my mind.
Oh? What kind of project?
A news report on Echo and the mass hysteria incident. I've barely done anything on it since I first got here, and it's due on Monday.
It's Friday. Hey, that's so cool. Do you need any help?
I blink. The Buck's eagerness surprises me. For the first time in forever, I see him become embarrassed. The skin on the inside of his ears turned a dark red.
Sorry, it's something that's always interested me, so I got a little excited.
I glance down at my phone and see that I still haven't gotten a response from TJ, so I get an idea. Despite my initial annoyance, I like how considerate Julian was about the whole lake incident. And I also want to give him a chance to see TJ before the end of our trip. Well, actually, I've been meaning to get some footage of the mine, or at least the opening since it's sealed up. If you want, we can head up there to get some shots, and at the same time look for TJ. The trail is in that area. Julian perks up.
Hey, that would be really awesome. Thanks. Do you want to eat that first?
I look down at my sandwich, now cold and soggy and probably fucking disgusting because it's a sandwich when he could have just gotten anything else.
Jeez.
Then shake my head. I'll just eat it on the way to the motel.
Oh, I got my truck. I can drive you over, and there's a bunch of room if you need it for your equipment.
Oh, okay. Thanks. Yeah, thanks. Let me just get a to-go box and we can leave. And not pay, apparently.
Hell yeah, ditch it.
20 minutes later, and we're heading up the narrow canyon and road towards the mine. I haven't been there in years, but the dirt road leads straight into it, so I don't even have to look up instructions. And Julian chats away while I eat my lukewarm sandwich out of the foam to-go box. While there's a almost robotic quality to the Buck with how articulate he is, he's also really nice. I can certainly see why TJ would call him a friend.
Is he just a robot?
I hope so. The bumpy road curves upwards, and finally we get to the mine. There's a wide open dirt space for parking, along with some concrete barriers along the edge of the drop-off. There are a few signposts, probably giving a brief history on the mine, and then there's the thing. There's TJ.
Oh.
The Lynx is sitting at the opening of the mine, right at the entrance. He's leaning back against the rebar grid that's sealed the entrance. What the? Julian stops talking and looks over at me, then in the direction I'm looking.
Whoa, is that Tej?
Well, there, you don't have to, like, go exploring.
Yeah, I found him.
I don't say anything because I realize now how limp the lynx looks. His head tipped down, his paws limply laying on the ground. I'm out of the truck before Julian can even park. My to-go box spills out onto the gravel as I jogged up towards TJ. TJ, hey, what's wrong? You okay? The lynx doesn't respond, and when I get to him, I see that his eyes are open, but they're all rolled back to the point where I can only see white. I bend over, trying to help him up, sit him up better, made more difficult by his bulky backpack getting in the way. As I'm doing this, I feel a rush of cold air from the mine blowing out through the rebar. I ignored it first, focusing on trying to get TJ to respond to me, but then I realized there's a hissing sound to go with it. It's like someone exhaling.
Oh.
I glance up through the grid, but I don't see anything.
Hate that.
Still, I get the unnerving feeling that the opening is breathing somehow.
Is he alright?
Julian shouting and running up next to me turns my attention back to TJ. I look down at the lynx and see his ears twitching around. What? I crouch down next to him, putting a paw behind his head to give him some support. TJ, what happened? Are you okay? TJ turns to me, blinking in confusion. Okay, what's wrong? He rubs his eyes with the back of his paw before adjusting himself so that he can sit up straight.
You were just sitting there. You almost looked...
Julian pauses. It looked like you were passed out or something. TJ finally seems to focus on us, the dazed look in his eyes disappearing. Passed out? Oh, no. I was just taking a quick nap.
You fucking fool.
TJ lets out a short laugh and leans his head back against his backpack. What? Here? I look back at the sealed mine, the ominous blackness still seeming to yawn open at us. I mean, if there's a cool breeze.
Yeah, then that might help.
Yeah, no.
For sure.
Why? Well, it's a hotter day than usual, so I started to feel like I was going to pass out. Though that might be a bad sign. So I decided to rest once I got here. You came here on purpose? Yeah, I saw the canyon with you last time, so I decided to take a trip to the mine this time.
Huh.
Casually. TJ smiles lazily up at me as he continues to lounge against the backpack. Sorry, I was worrying you. Oh, Julian. TJ seems to suddenly realize that the stag is here. What are you doing here? TJ quickly gets to his feet, sliding his arms out of the straps of his backpack. He hugs Julian, the stag hugging him back, but just as enthusiastically. TJ doesn't even greet me so intimately. Oh, I guess they have more of a history than I thought.
Hey, Tej. Yeah, I met Chase at the diner. You weren't answering your texts, so we both decided to come up and find you. That, and Chase needs to get some footage for his project.
Oh, cool. Do you need help with that, Chase? He turns to me with a grin. I don't know what it is, but TJ's acting a lot more chipper than he was yesterday. It's because Julian is here.
True.
That almost dark broodingness is gone, replaced by his usual cheer. I have to smile because of it, despite the situation just a few minutes ago. Sure. Another breeze of cool air seems to whoosh softly from the rebar. I look back at it. TJ, why the hell would you sleep here, next to the creepy mine? TJ frowns. It was really cool. Like cold. I was laying in the opening and felt some cool air blow out, so I decided to lean against it. It feels really nice. TJ walks up to the metal grid and spreads his arms out, clutching onto the bars as he presses his face against it. TJ leans his back. pulling a face.
Well, the smell, it smells really musty, but it feels good.
Huh. I look back at the opening, the blackness inside sending chills up my spine. I think back to when a body was found in there over 100 years ago. Look, no one cares about Jack.
No one cares.
Even now, even though I now know, I know there aren't any dead bodies in there now, it still creeps me the fuck out. I try to hide my shudder as I turn away, looking back at the truck.
Hey, are we going to Sydney's house now? Is that why you guys came to find me?
TJ's trying to hide it, but I can hear the eagerness in his voice. I turn back to look at him, the lynx now with his back to the mine pressed up against it. I won't tell him to move away from the opening, but I wouldn't be able to explain to him why. Well, let me get some filming done first. I can do the voiceover later, so I'll be quick. I hold back a wince as I realize how much time that's going to take. My project is going to be shit at this point. Can't avoid that.
It's your fault, bro.
I just need to make it the least shit I can.
Oh yeah, sorry.
TJ laughs nervously and then looks away.
Sorry, I'm just a little loopy from my nap. You guys really surprised me.
It's okay. I'm gonna go get my equipment really quick, alright? And TJ nods at me, and I jog off to the parked truck to grab my camera. And so TJ might still be acting a little weird, but I'm just glad he seems happy again. Seeing him the way that he was last night was a little unnerving, to say the least. I scoop up my camera bag and from the bed of the truck and head back slowly down to a walk as the heat is already starting to catch up with me. How TJ was able to go on several hour-long hike is absurd to me. It almost seems foolish, especially for someone like TJ who knows about how dangerous that can be. When I get back to the mine entrance, I see Julian and TJ sitting with their backs to either side of the opening and chatting with each other. They're eating granola bars, and TJ held one out to me as I approached. Thanks. Hey, Tej.
Huh?
TJ looks at me innocently. If you go on a hike again, be sure to bring me next time, okay? I don't think you should be going out here alone.
Oh, yeah, sure.
His ears droop a little, a small frown on his face. I don't want you to get hurt, you know. It's really hot today, and it would have been really terrible if you'd passed out alone.
Yeah, sorry.
I drop my bag gently on the ground before leaning back against the wall next to the lynx. It's all good. I just want to be sure you're okay.
Thanks. I just didn't want to wake you up this morning.
Jenna offered to go with you, didn't she? TJ sighs quietly, looking away into the mine.
Yeah, but I can tell you guys didn't want to go. I just don't want to ruin this trip for you more than I already have.
What? TJ, what are you talking about? TJ goes quiet, and then just shrugs his shoulders. Maybe he isn't back to his old self after all.
I wouldn't mind going with you, TJ. I love hiking.
Julian smiles gently at the lynx. For some reason, I feel a tiny tug of annoyance in my chest. It's stupid, but I was the one who offered first, and I'm the one that took TJ out the first time. Yeah, we could both go. The point is, you don't have to go alone next time, all right, TJ?
Yeah, okay. Thanks, guys.
No problem.
A short silence stretches out between the three of us before Julian speaks up again.
We were just talking about our old Bible study group.
TJ leans his head back against the wall, rolling his eyes. It's an expression I don't see from him very often. What about it?
Oh, just the way that TJ would always take it so seriously, and no one else would.
TJ shakes his head in exasperation. Yeah, I never had any control in that club. Oh, really? Were you in charge? It's a little odd to think of TJ in a leadership position like that. I just never knew him to put himself out there in high school. Yeah, I revived it after it sort of went defunct for a few years. Wasn't all that popular. TJ smiles with some embarrassment.
Yeah, we had like 3 other members, not including you or me.
Yeah, then one dropped out after like 2 meetings. Julian clicks his tongue.
What a godless school we went to.
Hey!
You know I'm kidding. Mostly.
Well, I did want atheists to join too, as long as they weren't disruptive. I just wanted to show everyone what a nice experience it could be. Even if you didn't believe. I very vaguely remember TJ inviting me to the club, and me saying that I'd think about it. I never went, of course. Wasn't all that spiritual in the end, though.
Yeah, mostly we just talked and brought snacks. It took TJ a while to realize no one wanted another Sunday school session at actual school.
Yep, hours of planning out the window.
It was still a great time. I think the 4 of us were happier for it.
Yeah, I guess. And TJ seems to suddenly notice me. Sorry, Chase. You wouldn't know much about that stuff. It's okay. It's interesting to hear about. Again, I get that little twinge of jealousy, even though I know it's not fair. I've chosen not to show up. Probably using that time to go home and hang out with Leo.
Hang out with Leo.
I mean, they're hanging out.
Oh yeah. You didn't miss much. Just discussions about movies and watching movies too.
Oh. They couldn't even be religiously themed.
Thank God.
Hey! I laugh at how indignant TJ is. Well, I'm glad you had a good time at least. I came away thinking the whole thing was a failure.
I think I remember you mentioning that you wished your friend here would have shown up.
Ooh. I don't really remember.
Of course you do. You said it all the time.
TJ's ears flattened and turned red. Who, me?
Yep.
Julian grins at TJ, as TJ tries to look away. While the situation is kind of funny, and now I feel even worse about not ever showing up. Sorry, Tej. You know, it was high school and all, and I was busy getting railed in the ass by Leo every other day.
Jesus.
Maybe every day. Yeah, I understand. Don't worry about it.
So did you start another club at your new school?
TJ smirks. It's a Christian school, so there's like 50 clubs about religion.
Oh? Are you a member of any of them?
All of them. Yeah, a few. Which ones? A singles club. The singles?
As in finding a date?
Sure. He looks away. Again. It's hilarious how bashful he is about this stuff. He's in college. All of this should be natural to talk about, but not for TJ. You meet anyone? Hey, Chase, don't you have to film some stuff?
She's like, get to fucking work.
He looks back at me with a frown. Oh my god. Whoa, just asking. And Julian chuckles quietly. I bend down and start pulling out my equipment, deciding a few long shots with the tripod should be enough. As I'm extending out my legs, Julian asks TJ about the hike. Go back one.
Bunk.
We should probably end the part here.
Okay.
It's going a bit long. So.
Alrighty.
Yeah.
Well, that's fun. We're hanging out with Julian now.
Yep.
So that's cool, I guess.
You love him.
I mean, it's nice that he's like an actual nice person. At least that he seems so far. That's kind of cool.
Wait. Are you insinuating that most of the characters in this games aren't just nice people?
I won't say most. There's just some characters that aren't good socially.
What? Raven was fine.
Raven was great. He did a good job. He's a good boy.
He is a good boy.
Yeah, he's a good boy. I mean,
It's fine. We'll see you around, everyone.